I'm going to be talking to you in this video about Catholicism, most specifically Eastern Orthodox Catholicism, in regards to the Roman Catholic Church. So, what this church is about is confirmation into religion, where what I'm getting at now is what that means is where it is said to be that you are a safe member of the church, who is someone who protects, in a religious sense, other people. And this ties into the idea of, I'll use the term roughly, saints and sinners. So this is what I believe to be the Eastern Orthodox sect of the faith of Catholicism. So the idea is that these people would look out for you in real life as people on earth who need to be taken care of, or would look out for you in real life as people on earth who are moral in regards to what they do and what their actions are in real life. Now, I'll leave it at this. This is a separate term, angels and demons. In my mind, I had first associated that, at first I associated with Eastern Orthodox because it was tied to the Roman Catholic Church in regards to a movie or a book series by Dan Brown called Angels and Demons. After thinking about it, for some reason I changed my mind. I don't know if that was the best course of action, so I'll say this. If you believe saints and sinners applies more to a Western Orthodox church, which I do at this point in time, because I'm thinking now of Western Orthodox in regards to Turkey and not Russia, and I think that would fit more. Because now that I think about it, Russia I think does actually fall into a different category, but it's a category I don't want to touch right now. But I'll say this. Now with that having been said, with that now in mind, I'll say this. Eastern Orthodox, I'll say this. Roman Catholic Catholicism would fall with the category of angels and demons, with the parallel being Western Orthodox in regards to Turkish, and that sect of Orthodox Catholicism, of Catholicism in that sense, would tie in with saints and sinners. So I'm glad those things are now clarified, because that's what I was getting at, is what those two things are in parallel. So apologize earlier for the misspeaking, because what I meant to say is that it is angels and demons in the Eastern Orthodox, but in the Roman Catholicism sense, and it is in the Western sense, saints and sinners, if those two things are correlated, if those two things are considered to be the parallel. So, that having been said, I'll start with this religion on Roman Eastern Orthodox Catholicism. So, the idea is that angels and demons exist, and these people watch over you in your day-to-day life. Now, to be confirmed into the church, as would be put, morally, obviously, would be to be a good person, to be someone who watches over people, to be someone who does their job. To be excommunicated from the church would mean to be someone who doesn't help. So they don't want you in the church if you're not going to help. They don't want you around them if you're going to be someone who's going to harm them, right? So it's very simple. The idea is that in life there are always choices, which obviously you should never try to detriment yourself, but there's choices which are very easy, which is you can either help this person or not, in regards to the action you take. So there's, in regards to what possible things you could do and the actions and consequences that could result, is your action could, as a result, do one of two things. In a case instance at all, but in a for instance, it could either cause harm to someone or it could help someone. So if you have a choice in any given circumstance to help or to harm, an angel would always help, is the idea in the belief system of the Catholic Church. So, that being said, in order to be confirmed in the church, you have to be proven to be someone who takes rightful acts to help people. But more specifically, in the long run, you have to be confirmed to be someone who is a helpful person. Not just someone who does these acts, because that's habitual enough to where it becomes a character part of yourself, a character trait, and that's a whole different thing to get into how things like that culminates, because that's the Buddhist tenfold path, or eightfold or sevenfold path, or how many fold path it is, which I'll talk about in a different video. It's a whole different thing, because it's a whole different thing. Sorry, but that is a whole different thing. But sorry, got distracted for a sec. Worrying about the vernacular or the word choice, it's just semantics or whatever. I'll stop talking now. But the idea is that those things are a part of your character, and you as a person with character has to be accepted in the Roman Catholic Church in order to be truly confirmed as an angel. So that's the idea in the belief system of the Roman Catholic Church, is to be someone who they refer to as someone who helps people. So that is essentially what it means to help, and what it means to go to church is to go to church weekly and find out how you can help people. So in that sense, which is the exact sense you already have if you're going to church. So if you didn't have that sense, you probably wouldn't even be knowing what I'm talking about, and it wouldn't matter to you because you probably are aware of different things, so it wouldn't matter. If you are aware of those things, then you should probably also be aware of your choices, be aware of where you stand with things in order to know what actions you should take from there. But the idea is every person in that sect, or in that sense, does certain things in life for what I'll say is the greater good, which is the culmination of heaven. So in the Roman Catholic Church, they preserve heaven as a place where angels reside. And the idea of heaven is the perfect place where everyone helps everyone and nothing bad happens because everyone's always helping. If there's ever anything that could happen, someone would already be taking care of it because they'd already know what to do in that circumstance. Every angel is equipped to handle every problem, and every person is equipped to handle every circumstance. So that is essentially the idea of how heaven exists in the Roman Catholic ideology and how it culminates on earth through the actions of people and the things they do based on everyone who is good, watching over everyone else who is good, and keeping the bad people out of their lives to the point where that's essentially the barrier between heaven and hell. So that. In the greater sense of Catholicism, I think it was originally ideologized as the idea that everybody would go to heaven, because why wouldn't anybody want to go to heaven? It's the simplest thing. But I think the original barrier was what constitutes an act you'd want to share with people when you're trying to help, and an act that you would consider personal. So that's kind of the barrier between heaven and kind of being stuck on the line between those two things, which are essentially your own personal problems to deal with in your real life. More or less. Kind of. It's just more choices and things like that, which aren't really personal problems and aren't really problems in general, just things that you wouldn't feel comfortable burdening the Catholic Church with. And that's kind of your own personal burden, is that you have to do things in real life in order for your life to happen. So it's not that hard, it's not that bad, it's just what you have to do to be a person. So that being said, that's just the barrier, and that's just why it's the barrier, because those things are different, and that's technically the different classification between those two things. Because in one way, it's a certain way. I'd say you guide and you help, and everyone helps you, and everyone does everything for you, and you just follow the path towards heaven. The other way, you have to do everything, but it's your real life, so it's not a big deal, and then whatever happens, happens from there. So that's essentially the barrier between those two divisions in the Catholic faith, and and the reason why they're separate in regards to their belief system and how they take precedence in your life to think about, but how they apply specifically to your real life. So it's that simple. That's how that barrier works, and that's essentially the belief system of the Roman Catholic Church. So hope you learned a little bit today, and for anything further, consult with your nearest Roman Catholic Church or otherwise, and I hope you learned a little bit more about those beliefs, and I hope maybe in some way this found you a little bit further along your path to personal heaven, or it offered you some guidance from above or from wherever you consider this sect of belief system to be located. And I'll talk about something else later on, which will deal with something else, and we won't worry about the semantics right now, because luckily they're angels. They can handle everything on earth in the best way, so it's not anything to worry about now. But either way, it's a path. This is a difficult way of phrasing it, but it's a way of going in life that hopefully is one that your actions and your choices and your beliefs have and or will lead you towards. So, that being said, that's all I have to say for this video. I hope you have a good morning and or afternoon, depending on where you're located, because right now it's 11 o'clock. So, see you later.